Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. This bout is brought to you by Mark Nielsen of Nielsen Boxing in association with John Trethewey of TM14 Promotions and their proud sponsors, Allegra and Gladius. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area representative, Nigel Thomas, your timekeeper at the bell, Nick White, and your third person in charge of the action in the ring, referee Amy Poo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black with white trim. His official weight of 9 stones, 11 pounds, and 1 ounce. He has a record of 43 fights, 27 losses, 1 draw, 15 wins, and 10 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from El Salvador, introducing Jose Manuel Perez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the white and blue. His official weight of 9 stones, 11 pounds, and 2 ounces. He's currently undefeated with 6 wins. Hailing from St. Albans, Hertfordshire, England's United Kingdom, introducing Fetti!
Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Well, the Fetti army is certainly making some noise in the York Hall this evening as the first bell for this 6-round contest in the featherweight division goes between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez.
Yeah, Christian Fetti was meant to be boxing for the Commonwealth Youth title tonight. Unfortunately, his opponent didn't make it, fell through. So you get last-minute opponent in Jose Manuel Perez, a tough guy who's been around the block, been in with a lot of good fighters. So this is a good test here for Christian Fetti, who's unbeaten in 6. Good fighter with a lot of potential. And these sort of fights are really good for your development.
Again, comes into the ring with a decent amount of amateur experience. He won 28 of his 35 amateur bouts. So, you know, he's got a good skill set behind him. Said this is the first full camp that he's had with his new trainer, John Ryder. And he says it's been seamless. And you can see the way that he puts his punches together. You know he's going to put on a performance.
Yep, last boxed here in October. Got a good victory then, and he'll be looking to build on that. Good right hand to the body there from Fetti. Really drilled that shot in. And as you said, boxing for the Matchroom stable. John Ryder, a great fighter himself. Back in the day, he's got a wealth of knowledge, and Christian Fetti will be taking that knowledge in.
Nice combination of punches there from Fetti. Doesn't waste anything, Fetti. He lands most of what he's actually throwing. Even if it lands on the gloves, he can find his range behind that jab. And nice rear hand and left hook to the body, though no doubt going to slow down Manuel Perez.
Yeah, Perez is feeling those shots to the body. That's a good shot selection there from Fetti. Working the head and body very well. Unpredictable, good variety of punches. Everything coming from behind that jab.
Almost down to the last 30 seconds of this first of 6 rounds in this featherweight contest, and can tell you now that Jose Manuel Perez is not going to make this an easy night for Christian Fetti.
No, he's not, but he's not going to have an easy night himself, that's for sure, because Fetti has been in complete control in this opening round, working everything off the jab, switching the shots to the body. impressively as well.
Last 10 seconds of this first round, Fetti's dominated the entire round, puts his punches together well.
Well, first round gone there, and Christian Fetti will be very pleased with that. Found the range very early on, worked everything well. Behind the jab, let's take a look at some of the action in that first round. Perez just falling short with his shots, not stepping in with his shots. And Fetti found his range very early. There was the success to the body, switching attacks to the head as well. Behind the guard there of Manuel Perez. Perez showing good durability in that opening round, but a brilliant start there from Christian Fetti.
Well, they were all smiles in the corner as John Ryder just gives his last words of wisdom. Big smile on Christian Fetti's face. You can tell the camp's gone well.
Round 2.
Round 2 of this 6-round contest in the featherweight division between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. Fetti dominated the first round nice and clean with a good repertoire of punches.
Good solid jab there again from Fetti, and I think that's the key weapon for him in this contest. Break Perez's guard with that jab and let the shots go off the back of that. Perez, as I say, is a wily old customer, very, very durable. 15 wins, 27 defeats. But out of those 15 wins, 10 of those have come inside the distance, so you've got to respect his power.
He's applying intelligent pressure here, Fetti. He's trying to break Jose Manuel Perez down from behind his jab. He's got a good selection of shots, and he doesn't throw unless he knows that he's going to land them.
No, that's exactly what it is. He's not wasting anything, keeping the guard nice and high, controlling the space well, and just taking his time. Everything that he's doing there, showing a good boxing IQ. Still only very early in this contest, and with someone like Perez, you just got to break them down slowly, chip away. Perez landed a decent right hand of his own there. Just a little reminder that he's in this one.
Fetti comes from a family that absolutely loves boxing. He said that he used to sit with his grandfather, but his grandfather probably loved watching him right now.
Yeah, just a little bit of blood coming from the nose there. Was it of Fetti? I didn't know if there was a little bit of facial damage. Nope, seems to be okay. That's the shot there, off the jab. Let the combinations go off that. Just don't try too hard, don't push too hard, just let the punches flow. I know he's brought a legion of fans down here. Christian Fetti sold an immense amount of tickets.
Well, his sparring partners are watching him put some pressure on Manuel Perez this evening. He was sparring with Matt Schultz and Sonny Hardy in the lead-up to this fight, who we saw earlier on. Jose Manuel Perez just landing a few shots there of his own, letting Christian Fetti know he's still in there.
Yes, better work here from Perez, like a little reminder. He's heavy-handed, this kid. Out of the 15 wins that he's had, 10 of them inside the distance.
And that's a cut above the right eye of Christian Fetti.
Yep, that's not good there, and I'm not sure if that was caused by one of the left hooks that were thrown. We'll have to take a look at that at the end of the round, see if we can pick that up in the slow-mo. But that's a bad cut above the eye there.
And the end of this round couldn't come quick enough. The last few seconds, and John Ryder's going to have his work cut out there in the corner.
Well, it was all going according to plan. And in a split second, that's how it can change around. Let's take a look at the action in the second round. There we see a 1-2 and a big left hook landed. Right hand and left hook again. And I think that's where the damage was done, Prayer, because we see him tapping away. Yeah, that was the shot right there.
That was the one. Referee's just gone over to have a chat with John Ryder, but he's an experienced coach. He's going to know how to seal that up quickly.
Well, let's just hope that cut's not too bad and the blood doesn't flow into the eye, because that is a big problem. And that's what referees will look at, where the blood is running. If it runs down the side of the face, then it's not so bad.
Out.
But if it's
Round 3.
affecting the vision, then we've got big problems. So John Ryder, brilliant fighter himself, great coach as well. He's worked hard on that cut, and let's see how this is going to affect Christian's performance. First major crisis in his career so far.
And we're in round 3 of this 6-round contest. Fetti suffered a cut in the previous round, dominated the first. Manuel Perez came back strong in the last round. But Fetti just landed a nice clean right hand over the top. The pressure's on him to make sure that he stays in control now, Fetti.
Good body shot there from Fetti, and Perez was forced to hold, but Fetti really slammed that shot in. But he has to be careful he doesn't get too greedy here and sit in the pocket. The chin's up in the air, and he's got to be careful because Perez is winging those shots in. Big left hook goes in again.
Fetti's in panic mode right now with that work rate.
Both guys are just shooting from the hip here.
Fetti's got to get behind his jab again and take control of this fight, Spencer. He can't afford to get clipped like that again. No,
this is where Perez wants to be. Both guys are going to the body, and the attacks are going to be switched upstairs as well. Fetti's trying to match him blow for blow, but I'm not sure that's the right tactics here. Perez may have just punched out a little bit. He looks at his corner, he says that he's okay. Fetti wants to get on with the action. He's ready to continue here, but like I say, it's got to be educated pressure this. He's got to be careful. Good right hand goes in from Fetti there, followed by a brilliant left hook.
This is an absolute war here at York Hall. The crowd are loving it. Fetti's just landed a nice clean left hook onto the chin of Jose Manuel Perez. He lands one back. And this could really go either way. This is dangerous territory for both of them. Yeah, it really is. Big uppercut goes in there from Perez as well. The better work coming from Fetti, who lands a big right hand, forces Perez to hold. But like I say, Perez is a tough old customer. He's been there before. He knows how to grind it out. And this may be new territory for Fetti, who's had 6 wins so far. But this one proving to be his toughest yet. Surprisingly, that cut stayed nice and sealed, so that's a good thing. Body shot slamming in again from both guys here. Fetti's coming off the better, heads coming dangerously close together. Both guys showing the marks of wear and tear in there as well. Fetti trying to come in with his uppercut as we approach the last 10 seconds of the middle round of this 6-round contest. But Manuel Perez is just swinging his arms across both fighters. An absolute war in there in that round, Spencer. I couldn't even tell you which way that one went. What a round of boxing. Both guys showing so much character, especially Christian Fetti, who's not been here before because this is new territory. He normally's had it his own way up until now. But Perez is making life very difficult for him. Fetti's winning the rounds, by the way, and he's showing a lot of character. He's gritting his teeth, biting down on his gum shield, showing what it takes at the next level, because that's what it is all about. When you get through the physicalities of a fight and it becomes a psychological battle, it's a battle of the mind. You've got to talk yourself through those, and Fetti's actually doing that now, because this is not so much physical, but becoming a mental battle as well. And he's passing the test here, so yeah, showing a lot of character in there, Christian Fetti. Been very impressed, because we know that the kid's got talent, bundles of it, but this is a different thing when you've got to show your grit, your determination, your will to win, and he's showing us it here right now. And actually, when we looked at the replay, a lot of the punches that Manuel Perez was throwing, Fetti was able to defend against and come back with his own. So, you know, we'll see how this goes in the 4th round of 6 in this featherweight contest between Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. Big left hook went in there. Big left hook went in there from Fetti, and I tell you what, Perez done well to hold on to that, but he's still dangerous, isn't he, Perez? Well, we can hear the thud of both fighters' punches hit from here at ringside. We've even got blood on the table here from earlier on. But Fetti is staying composed. He's staying smart about this. He's come out, you know, a bit more calculated in this fourth round compared to the last. But he's got Perez on the back foot against the ropes. Nice uppercut through the middle there. Referee just saying to keep his punches up a little bit.
Yeah, he's just chipping away here, Fetti. He's doing a good job. He's got his composure back. He's thinking about what he's doing. He's educating what he's doing, but Perez is dangerous. Throws shots from unorthodox angles, like that uppercut he just landed there. Fetti took it well. He's kept his composure, kept his shape well.
But again, nice educated pressure there from Fetti. He's got good defensive skills as well. Just took a clipping right hand there from Manuel Perez, and again.
I tell you what, his will to win here, though, Fetti is very, very impressive. He won't be denied. He's pushing forward, and he's gritting his teeth in this one because Perez has proved a tough night's work.
But this is a tough test early on in Christian Fetti's career, and like you said, he's passing it with flying colours at the moment.
But it's a good test. These are the sort of things you need. You need to find out if a kid's got character. You need to find out if he's got to go soul-searching a little bit. And he's had to do that a little bit in this fight with Perez. You know, Perez has asked him a few questions that maybe he's not had to answer before. Body shot there from Perez as well. Good left hook back from Fetti. Great little contest, this.
Slamming right hand and left hook there from Manuel Perez. Fetti defended it well, neutralised it. Took it on his glove and neutralised it, comes back with his own, and we are about 20 seconds left in this fourth round of 6 between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. It's been an absolutely sensational fight so far.
Yeah, it really has. Good work there from Fetti, just trying to come off the line. Switch attacks to the body. It's Perez now that's looking to hold on. He's the one now starting to look tired, and Fetti will take a lot from the end of that round. Another round in the bank for me, for Christian Fetti, who's winning these rounds, but my scorecard won't really be telling the story of this contest, because for me, I got Fetti winning all the rounds, but Perez has played his part in a magnificent contest so far. Round 5 coming up. Anything could happen here. You still feel there's a lot of twists and turns to go in this one. A lot of drama to unfold in the next 6 minutes. One thing I know is Christian Fetti has to stay focused, switched on, because Jose Manuel Perez is a dangerous little dude.
Well, Fetti's army has certainly shown out for him tonight, and no doubt is getting him through some of the deep waters that he's been in this fight. We're in the penultimate round of this 6-round contest between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez here at the York Hall.
Well, what's going to happen in these next 6 minutes? We're going to find out very shortly for sure, but Fetti has to stay switched on, keep to the game plan, work everything off that jab, switch the attacks up, control that space. That's really important as well. And more importantly than that, after throwing your shots, you need to move your head, come off the line, because that's when Perez is dangerous. When Fetti goes like there, Perez will come back with a winging left hook or a right hand, and that's when Fetti's been getting caught. So he just needs to switch on after the work's been done. Whoa, big left hook again there. That's what I said. I just want to see Fetti moving his head off the line a little bit here, because everything's coming straight and everything he's doing is great, and he's shown us a lot of stuff. But I just want to see a little bit of lateral movement as well from the waist, because Perez is a dangerous little guy.
Fetti's been a bit more calculated in this round, I think. Since the 3rd round, he's become a bit more composed, a bit more calculated.
Well, I think he was going in there to try and impress, take Perez out, and when he realised that Perez is a stubborn guy who's got a lot of experience, he's not going to be getting taken out, and then he got drawn into the trenches himself, and he had to show a lot of character. Now it's back to the boxing, using your brain, picking your shots, controlling the space, throwing the shots when necessary, instead of getting into a gun fight with this guy. And it's a 50-50, who lands first?
And this is exactly where Christian Fetti is the most successful, when he just takes a step back, looks at what's in front of him, gets back to his boxing and works from behind that jab. He does not need to be in a war with Jose Manuel Perez.
Yep, no shootouts, please. Use your boxing brain, Christian Fetti. There you go, pick the shot, then get your head moving off the line. Good left hook there. But this is where he needs to get his feet and his head working here. Little shuffles into range, little shuffles back out of range. He's throwing his shots and he's staying there. He's being too greedy, where he needs to throw the shot, shuffle out a little bit, move the head off the line, come back with shots again.
We're just approaching the final 30 seconds of this penultimate round in this six-round contest between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. It's been a fantastic contest so far. Both boxers pushing each other hard in this contest. Christian Fetti lands a nice uppercut and left hook through the guard of Jose Manuel Perez, and he's looking to end this round strong.
Yeah, best round of the contest so far from Fetti, who's now controlling things, slowed it down a little bit, picking the shots well. And he's not allowing Perez to come back with shots of his own. There's better work there in the fifth round from Fetti. Another round for me in the bank.
And I think if he can do that going into the final round, he'll really show his class. He's won, but it's winning with class is what counts. Talk us through it, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about little adjustments and showing that you can adapt. Adaptability wins contests, because if you're not a one-trick pony, if you show that you know, he went out there to impress. He went out there to impress the fans here at the Youghal Bethnal Green. He's the kid that sold all the tickets. That's why he's on before that's why he's chief support tonight, because he's sold all the tickets in here. Sometimes you can get wrapped up in that, go in there, try and impress with a crowd. Perez is a tough guy. He comes from a tough background, and he showed that he can weather storms, grit his teeth, and actually throw shots himself.
10 seconds.
A bit of a shootout there for a while, and that's a dangerous game for Fetti to play. And
Seconds
now he's
out.
settled down, and he's
And
taken back
last
control
round.
of the contest, but he's got to stay switched on here. 3 minutes, stay focused, because Perez might come.
Touch of gloves there between the two fighters as we go into the sixth and final round of this featherweight contest between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. Fetti's got some work to do in this final round. He's won it, but you know, he's showing his class, he's showing the repertoire of punches that he's got, and he's showing his ability to maintain composure in the face of facing some tough moments in this contest.
Yep, and that's exactly what it is. It's all about staying focused now for these next 3 minutes. Very workmanlike, body shots going in well, but be careful Perez doesn't come back. Don't be too greedy, don't sit in the pocket too long. Let's see that head move in.
You can see he's just looking for those clean shots now, is Fetti. Jose Perez comes in with his head a little bit low. Fetti takes advantage of that with his backhand, but gets back to the boxing.
Yeah, it's been a tough contest for both of these guys. They give us a lot of entertainment in these 6 rounds. As we approach the halfway point of this 6th and final round, Fetti's still pushing forward, still trying to grind it out. Very workmanlike. Is he looking for that showreel finish?
Well, he's certainly applying the pressure onto Jose Manuel Perez. He's whipping those body shots in. He's looking for the big shot. Takes a jab of his own, but...
Oh, he's got to be careful though. Perez was hurt to the body, but he's coming back. Still hurt to the body, but Fetti's got to be careful.
Perez is still whipping those shots up through the middle and round the corner onto Fetti. Like you said, he's got to be careful, Spencer.
Yeah, he has. I mean, it's been very impressive, and I respect the fact that he's going for it. They're trying to get the job done in this 6th and final round, but in doing so, he's creating a little bit of chaos, and chaos creates opportunity, and that's what he's giving Perez in there at the moment, opportunity.
Nice clipping left hook there. Lands on the chin of Jose Manuel Perez. Again from Fetti with the uppercut. Beautiful right hand over the top onto the chin of Jose Manuel Perez, but he takes it well. Fetti's looking for a strong finish as we approach the final 20 seconds of the final round of this 6-round contest.
Yeah, both guys have left it all in the ring, and that's for our entertainment. It's been a fantastic contest. Lovely right hand there from Fetti on the belt. Perez coming back with a shot of his own. Both guys looking to load up right until this final bell. What a contest!
What an absolutely sensational contest between Christian Fetti and Jose Manuel Perez. So much respect between the two fighters. They took each other into deep water in that fight.
Hello, mate.
But Christian Fetti shows his class, shows his skills, and we'll wait for the MC to make it official as Jose Manuel Perez goes back to his corner. John Ryder just taking a look at that cut on Christian Fetti, but seems to have been able to last it out well with his fantastic defensive skills. Huge smile on his face. He knows he's won it. Let's go to the MC to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Amy Poo scores the bout 60-54. And your winner, still undefeated, Christian, the Future Fetti.